Hey guys, so my mind is kind of all over the place right now because during live stream, and this is the gameplay of like before I found out the news, the world just lost Kobe Bryant, and this is an absolute tragedy. And his one of his daughters was also lost in this helicopter crash as well. And years ago, I made a video talking about Kobe. Actually, this was about 3 or 4 years ago. I made a video thanking Kobe. Basically, it was basically a tribute video, regular video like usual, but it was a tribute video saying thank you after he retired or on the day of his last game. Because growing up, I actually used to watch a lot of basketball, and after Michael Jordan retired, I was watching less and less. But one of the things that kept me in the loop and kept me watching for years up until their last championship or around that time was Kobe Bryant. I was watching him a lot in the Lakers. I watched him since he was 18 years old when he entered the NBA up until he won his last championship. I was watching consistently, at least consistent, a lot more consistent than I have been lately, and pretty much I haven't watched any basketball over the last few years. But this man played a tremendous role in my life, even though it was indirectly. He was a prime example of no matter what happens in life and no matter how much of hard work you put into things, you can accomplish your dreams and then some. I mean, this guy worked tremendously hard. He was basically the next generation Michael Jordan, and in my opinion, he was the best Laker to ever play. With all due respect to Shaquille, Magic Johnson, and Kareem, of course. But in my opinion, overall, as an overall all-around basketball player, Kobe Bryant was the greatest Laker to ever play in my eyes. And I had to cut the stream short after finding out. Originally in the stream, it was told to me that all of his daughters had died because they were all in the helicopter crash. But I guess there was some miscommunication. So it was one of the daughters. Still, it's a fucking tragedy, man, and it's. I mean, I also keep on thinking about how his wife must feel right now. No parent should ever have to bury their child or outlive their child. And of course, the loss of her husband. And this kind of also reminds me of my dad's death, which happened in 2016. And this is going to blow your minds when I tell you guys all this. When my father, on the day that my father passed away, exactly what I was doing in my life kind of mirrors what happened literally today. I was playing Black Ops 3. I wasn't streaming. I was playing Black Ops 3. I had the whole day off, which again, I have the whole day off today. I was playing Black Ops 3. I was actually playing Kill Confirmed as well, and I was doing extremely well. And then in the middle of all that, I found out that my dad was in the hospital, and I didn't know all the details until I got to the hospital. And then after that, I mean, it was just like, it was a major hit that basically reminds you that you need to cherish as much as you possibly can. You need to cherish all the people that are in your life, whether it's directly or indirectly, the people you appreciate, the people you admire, the people that have some sort of direct or indirect impact on your life. You need to appreciate every moment you have, even for the people that are not as much part of your life anymore. I mean, I've recently kind of cut ties with a few people. Again, I'm not going to make this that much more about me, but the thing is, like, when just learning about this, it really made me want to appreciate however much longer I've got left with, in terms of how much, longer mom will be on this earth, or however long I might be on this earth, because you never really know what could happen, when can happen, how, and everything like that. I mean, it's a blessing that we don't know how and when, at least the way I look at it, but we really need to appreciate every moment. And this man, Kobe Bryant, has had a tremendous impact on my life, even though I am my biggest enemy in my life. This guy provided a lot of entertainment, a lot of good times, a lot of fun. Me watching him, sometimes till this day, whenever I need something to pick me up, and lately I've been needing that a lot. I watched so many, like I can't count how many times I've seen his highlights here on YouTube from the games. As well as the highlight when he scored 81, which was a tremendous accomplishment for his career. Granted, he has many, many accomplishments, but I think out of all the accomplishments that he's done in his life and people that are in the position like him, is the fact that he has the ability to impact in a great way all of the people around him. And we're not just talking about peers, but we're talking about the people that just live life day to day, just like pretty much everybody else, like the fans, like the kind of inspiration that you provide, because ultimately sometimes there are those people that don't have inspiration from anywhere close to them. And basically through what he's done and throughout the hard work that he's done and the example that he's been able to provide as a basketball player and the great things he's been able to accomplish as a basketball player and even as a person as well, outside the court, in terms of what he's been able to do from his work ethic, for instance, like, which all revolved around basketball, but still, like, most of the preparing to be the kind of player that he ended up being happened outside the court. There had to be a lot of practice sessions. There had to be a lot of times where he had to get up early in the morning, even though he didn't want to. I mean, arguably, he was the hardest working guy of his generation when it came down to it, maybe ever, in terms of the amount of work that man put in. Both mentally and physically. And that is something that I think every one of us can be inspired by. And for me personally, this is a very big hit to me, and as well as, I mean, obviously for the basketball fans as well. And I just wanted to make this video in remembrance and in respect to Kobe, and just to thank you for everything you've done for everybody, directly or indirectly, in the game of basketball, and using the game of basketball to kind of provide that. And I've got this picture here. This is a perfect representation of what life is really all about, despite the fact that you may be rivals with somebody, or despite the fact that whatever the deal is, whether you're a rival in a positive way or in a negative way, or whether there's animosity or no animosity, this is what life is all about to me. And this is what we should all strive to accomplish. Like, this is one of the best pictures. This is one of my favorite pictures, period, when I look this up. I mean, this is what life is all about. So rest in peace, Kobe. Thank you for all the great memories and all the inspiration that you provided to myself and to everybody else. You will never be forgotten.